What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and fellow hobbyists out there? Welcome to this week's episode of P&Q, the question and answer series, where you get to ask me questions or put comments to me and then I respond to you the following week. I record these on a Friday, typically, and it is Friday today, although it's a bit later in the day, but it is Friday. And I schedule them for upload to YouTube to be broadcast on a Monday. So they come out every Monday without fail, and it has done so since I started YouTube. So I'm pretty chuffed with that. I'm on episode 200, and I think it's 207, but 200 and something anyway. 4 ways to ask me a question. Comment a question down below, or email me at miniwarzone@gmail.com. You'll get an anonymous response if you do that. Or if you make a video yourself asking a question, I'll answer that here if I wish to. Or if we meet in person, and sometimes that happens, and we can talk. My glasses are sliding down my nose for some reason. Might have to get them adjusted, I don't know. Anyway, not right now, hey. Let's get on with it. I've got one video question rather. So hot in here. If you hear the fan, sorry, I'm wafting it around the microphone. If you hear the fan, it's because it's over there and it's blowing a bit of cool air onto me because it's just literally so hot. So I've got a video question and then the comments or questions from last week's episode. So that's what we're going to do. I got myself a cup of tea. This is actually where I'm sat now. Has become my Age of Sigmar assembly area. I've assembled all the Stormcast and those guys. I've just started on the like these ghosty things here now. So I'm in the process of doing that. I'm probably going to do a little review on them when they're all assembled and give my thoughts on it. But that's another video. Anyway, let's get on with the show. I've got my tea, like I say. Just loosen up my throat a moment. And we'll start with the video question. It's from Mr. Idic Beer 40k. He said on his video, on his Q&A, so I'd love to know what you think about Kill Team. Now, I know that Mr. Riddick Beer here, Nick Beer, I know he's not that fussed about Kill Team. He finds it a bit boring, and and listening to his points on it, fair play, I can deal with that. I myself, however, I'm quite excited about it. Even though I don't have it, I would love to get it. It's just a matter of finance, I would love to get it because I think it would be perfect for me here, as it's a smaller game, and I think I could encourage friends to get into it easier, to come and play a game of Kill Team, because it's just small, not very big. I mean, yeah, you could set up the normal 40k with it, but I don't know, it seems to have this stigma of being long, complicated game. Even if you say it's a small game, I kind of see the eyes glazing over a bit. Whereas Kill Team, skirmish, it's a skirmish game, its rules are designed around that, and I don't know, I just think it would be cool. And plus I want all that super cool terrain that you get in the kit. I think it would suit my playing area really well here. Yes, I can set up 4 tables, but it takes a while to set up, doesn't it? But that wouldn't take as long, so I'm really liking the idea of that, and I so want to get Kill Team right now, but what can you do anyway? But yeah, so I think it's good. Right, going on to the comments from last week then, and we're starting with Frost and Fists, who says, another fantastic episode, my brother. Thank you. He says, when I was a teenager, I too was more concerned with how good my moves looked than how effective it was. Yes, I'm talking about my experience of martial arts and the training growing up and so on. He said, did your training include any of the classic martial arts weapons, staff, sword, nunchaku, or any others? If so, do you have any particular specialties? Yes, I do actually. Yes, over the years I've trained in, let's see, I probably won't remember them all. I started off training with the bow staff because it's longer and heavier, and the point of that was to build up the wrists as you're moving around, and the idea behind the training was what I could then build up my wrists with the bow staff. I could then use the Joe staff one-handed, so much easier, and that was the point of it, and you know, I could use it almost like a saber. Sword I had no training with, so I have no training of having a sword. Nunchucks, I've trained with them, yes, I love them. I'm particularly fond of those. Even years ago, even had nunchuck sparring sessions. I know that sounds crazy, but yes. What else? All the Sai. Did a bit of training with those. And the Topfers I quite like, because I did quite a bit of training with those. For those of you that don't know, that's like those police batons with the handle and the bit of wood down there. And training 2 of them though, so yeah, and you're able to swing them and do strikes with them, and there's all sorts you can do. They're very versatile things. I love them. Sai was good. I didn't have a lot of training with Sai, but I had a little bit. But again, it wouldn't have really. It would have been better for me had I had sword training, but I haven't had any sword training. But yeah, so bow staff, Joe staff, nunchucks, Sai, Tomfa. I think that's about it. I believe so. Of course, I did a bit of a screamer too, so clubs and the canes. So I had a bit of training with canes as well, like walking sticks, because my oldest screamer teacher used to say these are the best weapons you can possibly learn how to use, because they're, you know, street legal. You can walk down the street with them, and you've got this great tool in your hands, and they were pretty lethal stuff. Actually, they were pretty lethal things, especially the hooked ones. So yeah, my specialties would be, I would say, Joe staff, clubs, and nunchucks. Tomfas as well. I don't know. Well, I'd say Tomfas and nunchucks I was about as good as in either area. Joe staff and clubs. I can't pick out of those 4. Joe staff, clubs, nunchucks, Tomfa. I trained extensively in all of those. So yeah, great question, my wolf brother Mythos. Very good question. Yeah, gets the old brain thinking there. Yeah, and trying to think back in time. Yes, anyway, moving on. Battles in a Blue Shed is next, who says, great P&Q. Question, what's your opinion on the new Sector Imperialis scenery? Awesome. I think it looks fantastic. I want it so badly. Another question. Do you think Kill Team is a good gateway game for 40k? Do you think the smaller box sets like First Strike are better, as the rules for Kill Team are slightly different? Yeah, as the rules... Yeah. Without getting the Kill Team box set, I don't know. I can't answer it, because I know the rules are different, but I don't know if they're easier, harder. I don't know. I think it is good to have a skirmish type game like that, and I think it is. Yes, I think it is a good gateway into 40k. I don't necessarily think it's... Well, I don't know. I was going to say I don't necessarily think it's the one that would encourage people to continue in 40k, but yeah, then again, it might do. I'm certainly hoping to go that route with my friends, my buddies. I think they will go for Kill Team over full-blown 40k in a heartbeat. I do, yes I do, and I think it would be fun because it being so easy and quick to set up, it would be a lot easier to try out little tactics and methodology before your next game, sort of thing. See what works and what doesn't work, as opposed to, I mean, full-blown games are so variable, and you could have exactly the same armies, same table set up, play completely different on each first turn. in 2 different games. So it's just, I don't know. It's a fickle thing. Is 40k. I don't know about Kill Team though, but I would like to see for myself firsthand. I certainly want the rules and have them on the shelf so that I've got them, and then if subsequent editions come out, so be it. I'll just stick with the ones I've got. But yeah, I think it's good, particularly good if you want to get into if there's an army you want to get into that you haven't gotten into and you would just like to dip your toes in the water. Like, say you wanted to get into AdMech. I know there's an AdMech in the basic starter set, but or you fancied orcs. You never tried them before, but you just don't want to get a full-blown orc army underway, but fancy a hand at that. Excuse me. MS yawned because I had a good night's sleep. But yeah, so I think it is a gateway. I think it's a good gateway game to get into. I think a lot of the board games I think are designed to be gateway games as well, and I think Kill Team is probably the next rung up on the ladder of that. Right, Underdog Painting is next. It says, my next question is, do you or have you got embarrassed when someone from outside the hobby asks what all this is about? As when I went to my local GW, there was a young lad who said I shouldn't dare tell my friends I paint models. Peace out, Basil loves you. No, I don't get embarrassed. I don't get embarrassed about anything these days. I'm too long in the tooth for that. I don't get embarrassed. Nah. No, not by that. It doesn't bother me at all. If someone asks me, or I openly say to people I've got this hobby, you know, if it comes up. Funnily enough, it came up only yesterday, actually. An old like a long lost colleague of mine got in touch. Didn't even know I still had the same email, saying how I was and what's been going on with my life, blah blah blah, and they wanted me to fill them in on what's been going on in my life. So of course I told them up until present day, or the last few years, and how I've gotten into this awesome wargaming hobby and painting and modelling, and just love it. And I'm the same when I meet other people. Excuse me. I'm the same when I meet people outside in a social event. I say, oh yeah, I do miniature wargaming and miniature painting and that. And I would say 99% of those people are kind of genuinely interested and like, oh, all right, okay, that's probably quite fiddly work, isn't it? Or they might not know the intricacies of it, but they genuinely display interest in my experience. So yeah, no, I'm not embarrassed at all. William QB is next. Says, hey there, well, that good one. Okay, question, can Daleks go into 40k? Well, I don't know, maybe they could. Well, I don't know what you could proxy them for though. I suppose they could though, yeah, some sort of Necron unit, I don't know. I don't see why not though. Last bit in vid, insert Twilight Zone theme music here. We'll figure out one day all the BS in the world and who do what and what doing that. We'll see more. P.S. I did spell it right. Twilight Zone. Woohoo! See what I did there? Woohoo! Lol. Yes, you spelt Twilight Zone. Oh yeah, and I was talking about the conspiracies and the fluoride in the water. Seriously though, come on. Fluoride in the water? The water that goes in my drinks comes from a spring. Haha. Okay. Yes, you spelt it right. Twilight Zone. I did start off when I very first started my channel with a playlist called Twilight Zone. It's to do with weird stuff, but I deleted it because it just wasn't hobby enough related, and it was evident that my channel was going in a different direction. But yeah, I did. Oh, cool. Right, next one, and hope I say this right. Into Go Gaming. just says first. You got the first comment in. Well, congratulations, buddy. First indeed. What's that picture on your little icon there? Is that the code from the Matrix there or something? That's what it looks like. I mean, it's in black and white, but that's what it looks like. Yeah. So new viewer there into Go Gaming. Hope you stick around. Jim White is next. Says, "Dear Peter, do take the time to view." Oh, I think you mean do you take the time to view the astronomical bodies that aren't visible to the naked eye? So I've got to do this because I've got varifocals that aren't visible to the naked eye, using a telescope or binoculars or even your cameras. Unfortunately, no, I don't. Well, I have done with the moon, as you may know. I did that moon competition and video back along. And I do look at the moon through binoculars and my camera from time to time. I like to do that. Thing about the moon is it never changes though, does it? It's always the same side, you see. So, but yeah, I do from time to time. One day I'll catch an anomaly on there, and that'll be cool. And I'll be all excited. I'm hoping to catch the lunar wave at some point, you know. And if you don't know what the lunar wave is, just Google it or type it into YouTube, and you'll see lots of videos on the lunar wave. But no, the other ones like Mars and Venus and all that, they're just too far away. They're just, you know, they're just like little bright stars. Yeah. But I can't see anything other than that. You know, I don't have the equipment to see them well enough. So, but the moon is nice and close. So I have looked at the moon, and I got some good film footage of the moon as well. So I was chuffed with that. If I remember, I'll stick a link up to my moon video. Right, last question then. Aha, Idic Beer 40k. Says, I want a 10-hour version, lol. Great video, Pete. Again, it's about this conspiracy theory. I would call it conspiracy theory, but it's not. It's conspiracy facts, really. When I was talking about the fluoride in the water, and I said I could go on talking about this sort of stuff for, you know, it'd be 10 hours. So I was given the abridged version, and the very short abridged version at that. You really want 10 hours? I don't think so, sir. You don't want to hear me going on for 10 hours. He said, that was interesting for sure. If GW changed the whole model range to being pre-painted, what effect do you think it would have for them and for us as hobbyists? Well, I can't, it's not like I'll be able to say, oh, well, I'll stop painting them then, because I'd have to, because, you know, there's no point. So I know I enjoy the painting too much. I find that side of it very therapeutic. That's why I love my On the Bench series so much. Just sitting, painting. It's so therapeutic for me. It's unbelievable. It's really, really good for me. And I think it would have a bad effect for them if they did pre-painted models, because not everybody wants the same colour schemes and things. Not only that, they wouldn't be selling the paints anymore. So I don't think it would happen, but I think it would have a bad effect on us, because obviously we as hobbyists would go to other model manufacturers, or those of us that like the painting. And although I do dabble in other model manufacturers, I'd have to switch permanently to one, such as Reaper. Probably be my mainstay manufacturer for models from that point onwards. But yeah, I think it would have a very negative impact on the hobby and hobbyists in general, because I have to paint. Well, I don't have to, but it really, really, really helps me. So yeah. Anyway, that's it. That's all the questions I got. Thank you very much for asking them. As you know, these videos cannot continue without the questions, so please keep those questions rolling in. I enjoy answering them so much. I do apologise about the yawning. It's not something I can help, honestly. Yeah, it's just one of those things, you know. No matter how much sleep I get, I wake up tired. And I had a really good night's sleep last night, but I woke up naked, so what can you do? Anyway, enough drivel. Remember, guys, all brushes lead to war, and I'll see you on the next video. So bye for now. Roll title.